my parents don't have cold sores, so that means that it was not passed down to me. Like, it's not genetic. That means that someone probably kissed me as a child, and they had a cold sore, an active cold sore, and now I actively get cold sores. I mean, I don't know, it could have been a number of reasons, I guess, but I definitely got it from somebody. I have no idea who, and I've had them since elementary school, like grade 4 maybe. The first I remember getting them in grade 4 maybe. It could be a number of reasons, of course, but I always like it's always, I just like always thought it was that, because I know that that's very common, that like these adults kiss these babies, which I think is so weird. Like, why are you kissing babies on the mouth? Whenever I have children in the future, I have to make sure that nobody's kissing my child like that, especially with their dreams. I've just heard so many like crazy things. Sorry, this is not a relaxing topic, so we're gonna move on. But yeah, mine is usually triggered by dehydration. I haven't been drinking water much lately. It's been like, I've been pretty bad at it. Yeah, I've been pretty bad at it, so I'm trying to be better. I'm hoping it's not too bad. It's too bad. So yeah. So some updates in my life. I was in a long distance relationship, and he recently just moved in with me a couple of days ago. So I've been busy with that, like all of that prep, and just showing him around, and just all of that stuff. He's never been to this, like where I live, so it's cool showing him around and everything like that. He's actually out exploring by himself on a walk, so I'm hoping he doesn't get lost. Fingers crossed. I do have his location, so hopefully it's fine, and he also has my number. Like, it's fine. I got him a phone number the other day, or like not I, but like we went to go get him a phone number, like on a phone plan the other day, and we got his SIN number, we got his like bank account opened up here, like all of that stuff, his license, all of that stuff. We've been trying to get, he hasn't got his license yet, but hopefully in the process of that. He came over with an international license though, so he's able to drive, thankfully. Sorry about the lamp over here. I feel like the lighting is weird. I'd like be like so insecure about this cold sore. But anyway, what else? So I've actually to myself, and then I put a bag of like frozen vegetables on my foot. And then my roommate, I have a roommate, not my husband, like a girl, she came home, and I was like telling her that like, oh my god, my butt really hurts, and she was like, okay, like let me compress it for you. So she like put a bandage on it, she put that like, you know, like that muscle relaxant like cream, I think it's called like Move or something like that. She put that on, and then she wrapped it in some compress, and then later on I like soaked it in a hot bowl. My water, like the bowl had hot water in it, and I soaked my foot in it, and it helped a bit. And then Saturday I was working, and that day was pretty bad because this is like my second job, like my chill job. And so the second job, it takes me like maybe like less than 10 minutes, a little over 5, I don't know, sometimes 5 minutes to get from the bus stop to the office. It took me 25 minutes that day. I did leave early that day, so I wasn't late, but it took me 25 minutes to get to that bus stop because my foot wasn't aching. I couldn't put any weight on it. It was hurting a lot, and it was still a bit swollen on that Saturday, like hurting. It was pretty bad on Saturday. I feel like it was worse on Saturday. And then I get to work, and thankfully I was able to just kind of take it easy. All my coworkers were like, oh my gosh, sit down. It's a very like she was still dead, and her like, I think you're fine. I'm like, no, you're fine. Then I didn't go on Monday. But today I tried to call, or I asked my boss if I could work from home again on Tuesday. And she was like, don't you want to take a sick day? Like, you should go to the ER. Like, did you go to the ER? And I was like, no, I didn't. I was going to, but, you know, like, I just, like, don't know if it's that serious. And she was like, your foot has been hurting for 4 days, and you can't really put your weight on it. Like, you should go to the ER. And so, Tuesday, I go to the ER, wait for, like, 5.5 hours, get an x-ray, all of that stuff. I'm still grateful for the free healthcare, but, you know, anyways. And turns out I have a pseudo-Jones fracture on the, like, pinky, you know, that, like, pinky bone on your toe. There's a fracture over there, like a mini fracture, but and then the doctor gave me, like, a form that let me work from home for 2 weeks, so I've been working from home for 2 weeks. But honestly, I'm a very social, extroverted person, so I was losing my mind. I am losing my mind. I'm back in person for the first time again tomorrow, and I'm like so restless.